Welcome to Graham Budd Auctions. I'm going to talk you through our highlights for our first sale of the year, the 5th and 6th of March, which again will be one of the sporting sales covering sports across the board. We've got F1, athletics, boxing, what else have we got there? Horse racing, and of course football being the biggest section again by far. And again, mentioned at the start there, just a small selection here of highlights from the sale. We've got boxing, we've got rugby, we've got horse racing again, and one or two others here that we'll talk you through. And rather than before we did the sort of grand top, we'll take you through the lots individually, give you a bit more depth within them. And I will start here on my far right, so you're left looking at the screen with this wonderful Arsenal tracksuit. As we've mentioned before at Graham Budd Auctions, the market at the moment for vintage tracksuits is the best it's ever been for a long time, and the prices keep getting higher and higher. Two examples here, just wonderful. This first time we've had the European Cup Winners' Cup example, 1980 in Brussels. This wonderful blue and yellow example, and again all the correct sort of stitching, embroidery, and of course the wonderful Arsenal the back there. So wonderful example of it. The condition again fantastic. And its partner there next to it as well. Again, 1980 FA Cup final we've had before, not this example, but another one, same. In terms of estimates for these two, this one at the moment, £3,500 to £5,500, and its partner there, slightly less, £3,000 to £5,000 for that one. Two wonderful examples of the market at the moment that is just, say, going up and up and up. And again, certainly one of the stars of the auction on the 5th and 6th of March, this wonderful match-worn all-black shirt. But it's white, you're saying, yes, it is indeed. The first time they wore white, 1930 tour, and this was worn, we think, on the last match of the four test match tour, probably the last one, number 13, trying to work out who the player was, but match-worn, white, all-black shirt. Condition, unfortunately, for its age, is not too bad. Some wear and tear there, so obviously some discolouring. Numbers fine. It's been verified by a New Zealand specialist as well. So wonderful item. And again, we've been quite conservative with this one. We've said £7,000 to £10,000. Who knows where it could end up? But I'm guessing probably back in New Zealand, and a wonderful collection down there. The last year, John and myself had spent an evening with Tony Curry in Hallam FC in Sheffield. We had a bit of a sort of Fantiques roadshow that evening. Tony came out with bags of his memorabilia, and he had these wonderful Admiral England worn tracksuit tops. And again, mentioned before, just the market at the moment is fantastic for these. Wonderful, again, condition from Tony Curry's collection. And again, have the wonderful back, of course, on the back inscribed the big England badge at the back as well. Lovely item, very, very collectible. For this one, with Tony's name at the back of it, £2,000 to £3,000. And moving sports now, of course, we've got this wonderful silver, beautiful sort of sculpture of Desert Orchid with Richard Dunwoody up. Again, it's wonderful. It's almost sort of lifelike there, sort of obviously leaping up over the fences. As I said, it's solid silver, beautiful item. The estimate for this one, £3,500 to £5,500. Again, a great example on your mantelpiece. A real talking point, that's for sure. This is a nice vintage sale for you in the auction. This wonderful, iconic blue and white Argentina shirt, circa 1978. Sadly, no numbers at the back. Obviously, an official shirt, just not numbered for that evening, but the wonderful embroidered badge. I mean, look at that, just fabulous. Again, it's sort of shown its age a wee bit, but as it's unnumbered, and obviously probably an unworn shirt, we've been conservative and said estimate £500 to £800. Great shirt though, and a real must for anyone's collection. So tail end of last year, 2023, we were approached by a charity just down in Watford. They had inherited a home full of contents, and they had one or two volumes of Arsenal programmes. And anyway, went down to sort of see the house. Turned out to be 15 pallets of programmes. The house was stuffed from top to bottom with Arsenal programmes covering from 26 all the way through. And these are just an example of them. These are bound volumes from this first one, 26, 27, complete. 40 matches, including the combination games and any other matches at Highbury that particular time. Sad thing though, no covers. So at the time, what they did was with the bound volumes, they take the covers off and just bind them like that. So unfortunately, it does detract from the value such, but the condition's fantastic all the way through there. So wonderful items. For this lot, and the similar lots coming up, for each volume, £800 to £1,200. Something, again, a wee bit special for you. This is a 1976 FA Cup Winners' Medal. as we're right in the heart of FA Cup at the moment. This is won by Hugh Fisher, Scotsman, and he played for Southampton. Sadly not that day, he was a unused sub, but he got a medal anyway, and this is the first time that Southampton and to date have won the FA Cup. So a wonderful medal, great sort of memories, beating, and obviously that day they beat Man United, so a big thing back then. Wonderfully inscribed to Hugh in the back there as well. Original case, and estimate for this one, £6,000 to £10,000. As I mentioned there, obviously that was a winner's medal from the 76 final. Well, he's a runners-up medal from the same game. So in the same sale, winners and losers medals. This is obviously Alex Stepney, United player. As mentioned, the shock result, they obviously get beat 1-0. His medal for that afternoon, with the United connection, estimate-wise for this one, £7,000 to £10,000. And again, mentioned to obviously Man United fans, 1958, obviously the sad year that started in February with the Munich disaster. But obviously the team continued and they got to the final that year of the FA Cup. And this is Crowther's medal, the runners-up medal from the 1958 game. Again, beautifully inscribed in the back there with his name, obviously the runners-up example. Again, original box, in great condition. Estimate for this one, £8,000 to £12,000. Something could be a bit quirky for you now. As you know, September last year, we had a standalone Man United auction, and half that was the Paul Atkinson collection. Now, Paul had the Bill Fowkes' 1968 European Cup winners medal, but it had been reboxed, and this turned up out of the blue. This original box for Bill's medal presented to that evening. It's had obviously a later brass plaque placed on it there, but this is the original box presented to Bill on the evening of 1968. The medal, as you see, obviously, is a replica, but a usual thing, quirky item, estimate for that, £400 to £600. Again, the next sort of two items I'm going to mention, good things come in small packages. This is a wonderful Bradford City 1903-1904 match card against Gainsborough Trinity. Really nice thing. It came out just out the blue, just arrived in the office. The chap didn't think it was anything, just thought it was quite an interesting thing. But it's a lovely item. Condition, again, fantastic for 120 years old. And again, looking forward to this one, get into the hammer. Estimate for this, £1,500 to £2,000. Again, another small programme here, but this is a real rare one. This is Oxford University versus Chelsea match card, dated 5th of November, 1919. And, you know, on bonfire night, this will certainly set the heather on fire, that's for sure. Great thing, rare item as well, and knowing how the Chelsea market is at the moment, should do very well. We've got it in at modest 2,000 to 3,000, but could double that quite easily. Great thing. Do you remember the last auction December with the Billy Wright collection, including his salve and some caps? Well, one more's come into auction after the wonderful results that was made back in December. This time, his cap against Switzerland, 7th appearance, 1946-1947 in Zurich. Unfortunately, England beat that day 1-0 by the Swiss, but again, still a wonderful cap, presented to a wonderful captain of England. Estimate for this one, £2,500 to £3,500. And again, we've been lucky enough to have another Lonsdale belt in the auction. We'd won back in December, you may remember, making £20,000. This one this time, again, beautifully enamelled in gold and silver gilt, made by Mappin and Webb, presented to Jack Peterson in 1933. A wonderful item, just looking at it there on the camera, just loved seeing it. Estimate for this one, slightly less, £17,000 to £20,000. And these two shirts here now, both are official shirts, but not match worn. But there's still a value at auction, there's no doubt about it. This one on my right here, your left, will be issued to Terry Butcher. It's an intermediate game against Denmark in 1979. Wonderful Admiral again, a real sort of iconic shirt. Number 6 again, the classic number. I say issued to the wonderful Terry Butcher, who I met and stayed with many years ago in Bridge of Allen. And a great man, spent a great night with him watching the football. So that one for Terry Butcher, unworn, intermediate shirt, £400 to £600, and a great shirt. Next to it is this 1986 Everton FA Cup final issued shirt. Again, they played against their rivals Liverpool that day. Unfortunately, they got beat. But this is let's say issued official, all the correct embroidery on the front, and even the NEC sponsor and the back number 13. So we can't quite work out who 13 is. I'm sure someone out there will know who it is. That day was issued to. But a wonderful shirt, let's say unworn, but still an item worth £700 to £1,000.
So we've got the 2022 Champions League final kick-off ball, known as a peace ball. This was produced and changed at the last minute from the St. Petersburg final, when the final was changed to Paris. Totally different design, and they came up with this design, the white ball signifying peace. Not commercially available. Only 20 balls produced to be part of the multi-ball system for the final. We were commissioned by Adidas to sell the ball on their behalf. It's a ball that was actually taken from the plinth prior to the cup final, and the ball was used to kick off with, and up until it first went out of play and was then taken away and stored safely. An amazing ball, full of history, totally unique, and we've got an estimate of 20 to 25,000 on the ball.